Hey guys, hopefully you're all having a wonderful day. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I hope that wherever you're at, your day is going great. If not, hopefully it gets better. But today, back with another video. I know it feels like it's been a while. Pardon my messy desk here, but as you guys can see, I have more Iron Studios goodness here. This is 1/10 scale Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I've done videos on the prior two that you see there on the left. So hopefully this one turns out just as well. This is Raphael. This is the, I guess, cartoon, right? Rather than the comic. I know they have comic versions that have they're a bit black and white muted with all red bandanas. But this is the animation one with the color bandanas. So here's Raph. Here's what the actual product looks like. Again, Iron Studios 1/10 scale Raphael from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So I'll get this open and show you guys what he is all about. Okay, so finally got this open. I guess just to show you guys what you get all in this package here. It was nicely put in styrofoam and a lot of tissue paper. So a lot of little parts. Let's start off with the valve. You get another valve that you stick, I guess, on the base. It comes wrapped in this tissue, so I would be very careful when you open yours to make sure you look at every little piece of tissue paper so you don't accidentally throw anything out. Case in point, this little baggie here. I had no idea what this was, but it looks like little rebar pieces. So I'm assuming this goes attached to the base. But these were kind of just folded up like this and kind of stuck neatly in there. And I didn't know what it was, so I almost tossed it. But you get these little pieces. You get no instructions, so I'm gonna try and figure out how these go attached to the base. But this is quite obviously some kind of rebar, some decoration for the base. As far as Raphael himself, you get the hands, the arms, sorry, with the sai come separately. They are magnetized and keyed, so you know which arm they belong to. Obviously, I'm assuming this is his left hand, by the way he's sort of grabbing it. And again, it looks like another good job by Iron Studios. I love the texture, I love the little dots, and they've done a good job with the texture here on the wrapping. Same thing here on the elbow pads. Really well done definition of the muscles and the sai. Again, just be really careful. These are kind of thin, but I think they've done a good job texture-wise. There's a handle. So really nice. And here's the other hand, which I'm assuming is now his right hand. Similarly, some nice detail on both any kind of clothing material and the muscle definition, the veins. You guys can see it there. It reminds me again of the Incredible Hulk, just because of the color. And there's the sai, again, similar position. I think really well done. There's a nail, again, some nice paint there on his fingernail. And there's the elbow pad, again, really well done, some nice texture. And again, magnetized and keyed. So here are both pieces. Just be really careful with the pointy ends there so that you don't damage anything. What I do, again, I think I mentioned the valve here that you do get. So again, for a little piece, it's nicely painted, some nice detail there. So I'll put that aside. I do love the fact that this is nice and weighty, so you guys can see that. I'll show you that in a second. But you do get the base, and then you also get, of course, Raph here comes in one piece except for his arms on both sides. But yep, that's all you get in the package. Okay, so I'm going to give you a bit of a closer look here. Let's start off with the base. And as I said, it's got some nice heft to it, some nice weight. Let's start off here on this side. I love the graffiti. It says Kawabunga. I had a bit of a hard time reading it, but Kawabunga here in this blue paint. And I think the brick's really well done for 1/10, but I just love the graffiti. I think it's so cool. It definitely adds to the style of the turtles. Going on here on the left, some piping, I guess sewer-like pipes, which again do their job. I think it fits the motif. And then we keep going around here. You got some, I guess, ground and dirt and more pipes with some slight green, again to sewer-like and ooze-like. This one's Raph's base has the head of a mouser. And again, I think that's really well done. You see the mouse ring has the Foot Clan logo there, bit of a red light, some wiring here on the base for the neck. So that's really cool. They added that. And then moving on here, again, more sewer motif here with the green paint. I know they use the same effect for the Leo paint. It's not terrible. I do think it could look a little better. Right now it looks like rubber, but it doesn't look bad. I'm kind of nitpicking at this point, I think. And I do love the depth that they've added, right? The bars, so you could see inside. And then same thing here on the left, more piping done, and again some rust, brown. The brown texture they've added, scratches, so to make it look, used, lived in. So it looks really nice. It looks apart. And then the top portion here, there's a foot peg, right? That's where you're gonna put Raph, and this little texture here on the top, and again more brick. I guess what I'm going to try and figure out is sort of where these little rebar pieces are going to go. I see one hole here. I'm assuming one goes there. So it's going to be a bit of, I guess, a finding thing here. So here's 1, 2, I think I see 3. 1, 2, 3 holes there. One here, 1, 2, right behind the oosters. Looks to be like 2 holes there. Another one here. So yeah, looks like when you do get this, you'll have to look around and see where all these little rebar pieces here. There's 2 more here. One here and one here where my thumbs are at, and one here by the corner of the pipe. I don't know if you could see that. Yeah. So I'll have to figure that out. Again, these are not numbered. They never were, I don't think. I don't recall if the other ones had these though. It says nickel 64822-10. I'll have to look. But these are not necessarily numbered. I guess I don't think Iron Studios has generally ever. They haven't ever numbered their 1/10 scale pieces, but I could be wrong. But yeah, that's a base. Nice weight to it. So this is not really going to go anywhere without some effort. So that's really cool. And of course, the main course here, or the main guy, is of course Raph himself. Let me move this styrofoam out of the way. And yeah, Raph. Here we go. Of course, these seem to be a mixture of, I guess, the comic along with the cartoon. The bandanas, of course, are cartoon. They're color red, purple, blue, and orange. So this is Raph. So he's always had the red. The grimace looks definitely fits him. Of course, we all know Raph, a bit of a short fuse, no one to mess, not one to mess with. So definitely fits a character. The face, again, you see detail. So this is not plain by any means, even though it's 1/10 scale. You see some of the veins, and even the green has different shades. You've got the black freckles. The bandana is well done. The teeth, again, for 1/10 scale, I think this is really well done. The neck, you guys could see that. So yeah, they haven't skimped on these guys. I think the same thing with Leo and Donnie. If you like those, you'll definitely like this. You see the texture there. It's not just flat green, right? It's like some brown, some dirt. And again, I love the muscle definition that they've added there. The shell, I know for the other ones, I wasn't a little too crazy about the black here on the shell. It's not terrible. It's just, I do think it could have been done better. Again, the texture on the shell itself is tan color, perfect. So I think that's why the black kind of sticks out. It just looks like somebody went through with a marker. But it's not terrible. It's not terrible. Again, more detail here on the belt. I guess this is the leather where his holds his sai. There is a section here, I guess, where the sai would normally be held. Obviously, they're not going to fit in here considering how big they are, and they come attached already to the hands there. And I love the texture on the shell. They've done such an awesome job. I love the edges here, nice and spiky. They're not going to cut you, but I love the separated segmentation. The sections are really good. So moving on to the bandana here. I'm assuming this looks to be all plastic, so I would be really careful with sort of hitting it. It is attached here. So yeah, just be really careful with that. But again, this is nicely done. Some nice detail. It's like flowing back. Moving on down to the sides here, again, more detail. The legs, again, the muscle definition is there. These guys are jacked. They certainly didn't skip leg day at the gym, but you could see some of the shine. It's not shiny, but you could see some great definition there. And then same thing with calf muscles. I mean, these guys are jacked. And then you've got the texture here for the knee pads, which again is really well done. And there's the other leg. Continuing down, and then of course the feet. The feet look great. Again, continuing that whole definition. There's the nails, and then same thing on the other foot here. But overall, I am happy with this. Again, I think Iron Studios has done a great job with these TMMT figures. So I'm going to attempt to put this on the base for you guys, and we'll see sort of how that goes. All right, guys. So the base kind of cheated a bit here and did some parts off camera. So I found out where the little rebar pieces go. I got 8 of them. So you get one here. You get another one here. So that's 1, 2, 3. Right? 4 here on the corner next to the mouser. Right here by the sewer grate, there's 2. So that's 6. So there's one here. The one back here was a pain in the butt to put in. So maybe be really careful. And then that would be 6. So this would be 7 right here on this side. And number 8 for me was right here. I don't know if you guys could tell, but you see the little white mark. I ended up, I guess, applying a bit too much force putting this in. I didn't think I was pushing it in that hard, and it kind of snapped on me. Now, I guess I don't mind because, for one, you won't be seeing this piece too much. I may just grab maybe a little black marker and dab that in there so I don't see the white. But just letting you know so that you're careful with these rebar pieces. They're pretty fragile. The other aspect of it is you don't know what goes where. Right? So I tried my best to fit things in, and if it was too loose, enough for it to fall out, I would take it out and try a different piece. Also the inverse, right? If it's a little too tight, you can't get it, you can't fit it in there. I would not try to force it in and end up breaking it. But you do get 8 of them. At least mine has 8, and they do have their place here. There's just nowhere where it shows you where they go. On the base itself, you also get as I mentioned earlier, the valve. It goes here on the pipe here, standing up on where my thumb is at. It does have a little metal peg. I pushed it in as far as I could without putting too much force because, again, I don't want to risk breaking this. So just something for you to be aware of. Raph himself goes in this peg, and as I said, he's got the section here, so you can't really misplace this. But essentially, you can just feel it in, and we're gonna try to. Yep. There we go. And once he's in, he kind of just sits in there. He only has one peg. There's no magnet or anything. His one foot sits back here like that. I really wish when they did this, they kind of added a magnet to the other foot. If you're not going to add a peg, maybe just give it a bit more secureness. It's not going to go anywhere, but just for my peace of mind. Of course, here is the right arm. And again, these are keyed here, so they should fit in. But again, you can look at the picture and sort of, try and figure this out. But there you go. Fits in. Same thing here with the left arm. And boom. I love the magnets. They fit in so well. So, of course, the only casualty being this little thing, which I guess I don't mind it too much. I guess if I was planning on reselling my statue, I would be pretty upset, because you certainly lose value when you break things. But for something that small, in all honesty, I didn't even know that the base was going to have that feature with the extra rebar. But put together, this thing is legit again. Definitely fits Raph, the character there, looking all ready to pounce on some foot soldiers. But yeah. As I showed you earlier, the detail is definitely there. The post is great. And I think he's going to fit in really well with my other guys. I'll show you those in a second with Donnie and Leo there. But yeah, no major complaints other than the little things, right? Like if you're gonna give us pieces these small, like I get why they weren't installed on the base. They probably would have broken, uh, just like mine did, which I get it. Probably would have been best just to leave them off, in all honesty. Or maybe if you're gonna do rebar, like have it look all bent and built into the base rather than sticking out like this and then making it separate pieces. So that's a bit, I guess, chintzy for lack of a better word. Um, and of course, the green that still bothers me about these bases is not bad. Again, it's not something that's a showstopper. But I don't know. It just gives me like Play-Doh type. It's shiny. I get what they were going for, but I don't know. Just not my thing. The post is definitely there. Again, it fits Raph. The texture, the color. I think as far as the main guy himself, he looks awesome. I appreciate the mouser here that they've put on the base. Everything fits in. As far as the hands fitting quite well, he fits in really well into the base. Again, with my only want would have been to add a magnet maybe, but I guess I'd have to figure out small enough magnets to hold him in place. But again, he's not going anywhere. The base it's got some nice heft to it. So again, this is not just gonna go flying off your desk unless you really wanted to. Um, and love the detail back here. I guess it's a bit of a shame that this is on the back. Right, most of us are either going to display this at a 3/4 angle or head on, or maybe this angle. So unfortunately, this awesome graffiti is gonna get lost, but it's there, right? Maybe you put these four guys in a turntable or something. But I love this part of the base. And again, Raph, yeah, another great job by Iron Studios there. Okay, guys, so as we wrap up the videos, want to show everyone here three ones that I have all together. Hopefully, I'll get Mikey unwrapped pretty soon, and I'll have all four together. But as far as these three, Raph is a great addition. They look really well together, and here there is a slight difference in the greens. Raph looks to be the darker one, and then Leo lighter, and then with this one being I guess a brighter shade of green. But again, they fit in really well. I'm so excited to then finally get Mikey and have all four together. But you guys could see, yeah, these are awesome. I would highly recommend it if you're a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fan. I know for me, the 1/10 scale pieces are a bit more affordable. And also because as a collector, we tend to run out of space. 1/10 scale pieces are a bit easier to, accommodate or fit into your collection. I know they have some awesome, I think, 1/3 scale that I've seen, from other companies that look great, but they're crazy expensive and they have a huge size. I think this is where the advantage that Iron Studios has is making these smaller pieces that sort of fit in, within everybody's budget a little better, right? These are still 1/10 scale pieces, but they look great together. The details there, I think, again, Iron Studios, great job on this Raph. But anyway, thank you so much. If you made it to the end, you have any questions, if I missed anything, feel free to leave a comment. But thank you so much for spending your very valuable time with me. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time.